Well, hello, boys and girls. Are you ready for today's math lesson? Okay, remember, you need your yellow math workbook. Let's go ahead and turn over to our 120 chart. Okay, for today, I'd like to practice counting by tens to 120 for our first activity. We're going to be doing about 3 activities today on our 120 chart. Are you ready to count by tens to 120? Okay, track along with me. Ready, begin. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Let's do it again. Ready, begin. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Okay, class. Now I want to count by 5s to 100. By 5s to 100. Are you guys ready? Track with me and participate with me. Ready? Begin. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. One more time. Ready? Begin. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Great job, everyone. Now remember, I said I want to do 3 activities with our 120 chart. So right now, I want to practice counting by 2s to 30. So even numbers, also known as skip counting, starting with 2, all the way to 30. Are you guys ready? Ready, begin. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Let's do it again, class, but this time let's stop at 40, okay? Please participate with me. Ready, begin. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. Great job, everyone. Okay, for today's assignment, we need to turn over, and I'd like you to find Lesson 8 problem set. Lesson 8 problem set. You've already completed earlier this week, Lesson 6 and 7 with me in class. Now we're going to be, you're going to be working on Lesson 8. Okay, as always, we start by writing our first and last name. Our number symbol, and our classroom number. My number is 0. You need to write your classroom number. Class, I want to challenge you. Go ahead and write today's date, okay? If you're not sure of the date, ask someone at home, or if you have a phone, check your phone. It says it on the, right when you enter into your, I don't know, your login screen, it'll show you the date, okay? Otherwise, class, the date is not required unless we're together doing our worksheets, okay? Okay, class. Before we start section 1, I want to show and go over some information with you on my green board. Okay, so let me try to zoom out. Okay, I'm going to close my book for a moment, class. You keep yours open, okay? Okay, class, I want you to look at my green board. This is a whole, okay? This is a whole green board, okay? It's not a whiteboard, but a green board, right? Okay, I love the color. So, class, if I were to do this to my paper, I just divided it in half, okay? If I colored in this section here, this would represent 1/2 of it colored in, 1/2. And I would write that by a 1, a horizontal line, and 2. okay? This is called a fraction. One part was colored out of the two parts altogether. So 1 represents the part that was colored, okay, or shaded in, and 2 represents how many parts altogether did we have, okay? So 1/2, this represents 1/2, or it's been divided into half, okay? Now, again, let me show you something different. How many parts has my board been divided into? It's been divided into 2 parts, or I divide it in half, okay? If I shade in one of the parts, what does this represent again? It represents 1/2. 1 out of the 2 parts has been shaded in. So 1 out of the 2 parts altogether has been shaded in. So this represents 1/2, okay? Now I want to divide my board a different way. How many parts did I divide my board into? I divided my board into 4 parts. Are you remembering to answer me in complete sentences? Okay. If I were, or I divided my board into fourths. That's another way of saying 4 parts, fourths. If I were to shade this part in, what would my fraction say? How many parts did I shade in? 1, so that would be the top number. And how many parts did I have all together? I had 4 parts, right? So 1/4 has been shaded in. 1 out of the 4 parts has been shaded in. And again, my shape here, okay, which was this is a rectangle, right, was divided into fourths originally. I think this information is going to help you with today's assignment, okay? So let me go ahead and open up my book again. Okay, let me zoom in. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit more. Sorry, you guys, I want to get closer. Are the shapes divided into halves? Right, yes or no? So is this shape divided in halves? Just because we have 2 parts, class, does not mean it's divided in halves. The parts have to be equal in size. So if I were to fold this piece of paper over, would the parts be equal? Would they line up perfectly? No, they wouldn't, not on this line here. So the answer is no. This was not divided into halves. Look at this shape here. Was this divided into halves? No, it's not equal parts, right? If I were to fold this along the dotted line, it wouldn't equal. It wouldn't be the same. So the answer is no. Okay. How about this shape? Was it divided into halves? Are both parts equal in size? Yes. If I were to fold this over, this would line up perfectly with the other side. This side here would line up over here perfectly. So yes. So we're going to write yes on the line. Because remember the direction said write yes or no. Class, I want you to complete D, E, and F on your own. Go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, class, moving on to number 2. Now that you've finished those 3 on your own. The directions change. Are the shapes divided into quarters? Class, another way of saying quarters is fourths. So when I divided my green board into 4 pieces, that is quarters. Fourths and quarters. Fourths is another way of saying quarters, okay? Think about it, class. There's 4 quarters in $1, okay? So are these shapes divided into quarters, meaning 4 equal parts? Right, yes or no? Look at this one. Is this shape divided into quarters, and are each part the same size? Yes, it is. How about this shape? Was it divided into quarters? Yes, we have 4 parts. And are each the same size? Yes. How about C? Was this divided into quarters? No, I only see 3 parts, huh? So automatically know it's not into quarters, okay? And of course, not all of the parts are the same size. Class, please complete D, E, and F on your own. Go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, class, turn the page. Number 3 and 4, you need to get a crayon. Go ahead and get a color crayon. Okay. The directions in section 3 say color half of each shape. Half of each shape, class. That means 1/2, okay? So in A, we would just color one of the 2 parts. In B, again, we would color one of the 2 parts. You choose which part you would color, okay? So again, you're coloring half of each shape. You're going to complete C, D, E, and F on your own. Go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, class, please take out a different color. The directions change. Now color 1/4 of each shape. Remember I told you another way of saying quarters is 1/4, okay? So you're coloring in 1/4 of each shape, or 1/4, okay? So one of the 4 pieces. You choose which piece you're going to color, okay? And then class, you're going to continue with C, D, and E on your own. When you're finished today with both sides, class, please take a picture of each side and send it to me through your class dojo. Class, remember, it's always important to include the entire page, including, class, the lesson number. I need to be able to see everything, please. I don't have the lessons memorized, okay? So let's make sure I get everything and both sides through your class dojo account.